Picture this. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. The entire neighborhood is dead silent, wrapped in pitch-black darkness. But in your room, a single light is burning, and your brain is firing like a particle accelerator. You're not sleeping. You're analyzing, questioning, and cycling through a dozen different scenarios in your head. For years, you've probably felt like a bit of an outsider. Maybe people have called you quiet, messy, or just plain strange. Maybe you feel like your daily routine is completely out of sync with everyone else around you. But what if those unusual patterns aren't flaws at all? What if they're actually signs of an incredibly powerful mind? Today, we're going to look past the surface-level quirks and explore the real, science-backed patterns of highly intelligent brains. Because the truth is, genius rarely looks like a neat, organized checklist. It looks like beautiful chaos. Society loves to push a very specific image of success. It's the perfect, highly organized morning routine. We are told to wake up at 5 a.m., keep a spotlessly clean workspace, and smile through endless hours of surface-level small talk. But for a highly analytical mind, trying to live inside that rigid box is absolute torture. When you force a highly active brain to follow a standard, repetitive routine, it doesn't thrive. It suffocates. Your mind is built to process complex, multi-layered information, not to blindly follow arbitrary rules. When you try to force yourself into these artificial templates, you end up feeling exhausted and disconnected. This friction isn't a sign that you are failing at life. It's a sign that your brain is built for something much deeper than simple compliance. To understand why your habits look so different, we have to look at how your mind actually handles the world. Let's start with your sleep schedule. Do you find yourself naturally staying up long after everyone else has gone to bed? While the rest of the world is waking up to conquer the day, you're just hitting your peak creative stride at midnight. This isn't laziness or a broken biological clock. It's actually a phenomenon known as nocturnal cognitive activity. Our ancestors had to adapt to the daylight to survive, but researchers have found that individuals with higher cognitive capacities are more likely to develop nocturnal habits. Think about it. During the day, the world is incredibly loud. It's filled with emails, notifications, traffic, and constant interruptions. For a brain that naturally absorbs every single piece of sensory data, the daytime can feel like a sensory overload. But when the sun goes down, the world goes quiet. The demands of society disappear. In that silence, your brain finally has the space to process, create, and connect ideas without interruption. The night isn't just a time to sleep. For a highly intelligent mind, it is a sanctuary of focus. Have you ever caught yourself pacing around a room, whispering to yourself, or having a full-blown debate in an empty house? If someone walked in, they'd probably think you've completely lost your mind. But science shows that self-talk is actually a sign of advanced cognitive processing. Think of your brain like a computer running too many heavy applications at once. Speaking out loud is like adding extra RAM to the system. When you talk to yourself, you are taking a massive, chaotic storm of thoughts and forcing them into structured language. It helps you organize your attention, clarify your decisions, and keep your focus locked on a specific goal. Instead of just thinking a thought, you are hearing it, which activates different neural pathways in your brain. So the next time you catch yourself explaining a complex theory to an empty room, don't feel embarrassed. You aren't losing your mind. You are simply mastering it, one spoken word at a time. Now, take a look at your desk or your bedroom. Is it covered in half-finished projects, books, papers, and random notes? Does the sight of a completely sterile, perfectly clean desk actually make you feel uninspired? There's a common myth that a messy desk equals a messy mind. But psychological studies suggest the exact opposite. A perfectly neat environment encourages conventional thinking and playing it safe. But a messy, cluttered environment acts as a constant source of random inspiration and creative connections. When your workspace is filled with diverse stimuli, your brain is constantly making subconscious links between unrelated items. It's why historical geniuses like Albert Einstein and Mark Twain worked in what looked like complete disasters. Your brain doesn't need physical neatness to find order. It finds order in the abstract relationships between ideas. Your messy desk isn't a sign of neglect. It's a physical map of your active mind. Have you ever been at a social gathering, having a perfectly fine time, when suddenly a wave of exhaustion hits you out of nowhere? It's not that you hate people. It's just that your internal battery has instantly dropped to zero and you need to leave immediately. This intense need for solitude is one of the most common traits among highly intelligent people. Because your brain is highly sensitive, you don't just participate in a conversation. You observe everything. You notice the subtle shift in someone's tone of voice, the micro-expression on their face, and the unspoken tension in the room. Processing all of this extra emotional and social data is incredibly exhausting. Solitude is the only place where your brain can turn off the scanners and process the sheer volume of information it has gathered. Being alone isn't about hiding from the world. It's about resetting your system. In the quiet of your own company, you don't feel lonely. You feel restored. If there is one habit that feels like a curse, it is the inability to turn your mind off. You overanalyze a simple text message. You replay a minor mistake from 5 years ago. You run endless simulations of future events. People probably tell you to just stop overthinking, but your brain simply doesn't have an off switch. This constant mental chatter is actually your brain's natural simulation engine at work. Because you can see multiple variables and potential outcomes, your mind feels compelled to prepare for all of them. It's a survival mechanism designed to solve complex problems before they even happen. While this can sometimes feel exhausting, it is also the source of your deepest insights and your ability to navigate difficult challenges. You don't overthink because you're broken. You overthink because you see more of the world than most people do. It is the price of awareness, and it is a price worth paying. The world is always going to try to make you feel like you need to be fixed. It will tell you to sleep earlier, clean up your desk, and fit into the standard, comfortable mold. But trying to cure your quirks means silencing the very things that make your mind extraordinary. Your late nights, your self-talk, your need for silence, and your messy workspaces aren't things you need to change. They are the natural, healthy expressions of a brain that is built to explore, create, and understand. Stop trying to play a quiet acoustic melody when your mind is built to play a complex, powerful symphony. Accept the chaos. Trust your unusual rhythms. Because when you finally stop trying to fit in, you finally give yourself the permission to truly stand out.